Okay, what we're going to do here is we're going to continue talking about inferences. And as you've looked on this slide, you've seen the definition of an inference. It's basically a thought. And you've read and seen another slide with a quick little clip of me telling you that you're accessing your knowledge backpack, right? You're getting back there, you're getting in your backpack, and you're pulling out all the information that you've gained over the years through school, through reading, movies, TV, blah, blah, blah. And we also made the analogy that's like Velcro. Your reading voice and your thinking voice. Your thinking voice is one half of the Velcro. Your reading voice is the other. Your thinking voice is the background knowledge. It's the things you're pulling out of your backpack. Your reading voice is the other half of the Velcro that you're sticking to it, because that's where the comprehension occurs of what you're reading. You don't even realize you're doing it, guys. You're going, oh, yeah, I've read that. I've read something like that. That's why it's, oh, shh. And the Velcro stays together. And we're going to read a book. Well, I'm going to read a book to you and show that inferencing skill, like the Velcro, the pulling out the background knowledge. And that book I'm going to read is called Lon Po Po. It's a Red Riding Hood story from China. So right away, I see that it says a Red Riding Hood story from China, and my thinking voice goes, "Oh, I know Red Riding Hood from the stories I've heard throughout my childhood. I even read it to my daughter, who's only 2, where oh, the girl goes alone in the woods, and she's followed by a wolf, and then the wolf takes over her grandma's spot and tries to trick the girl." So I've already got some background knowledge about how a Red Riding Hood story should go based on my American knowledge, my USA knowledge. This is the Chinese version. So it's going to be a little different. But we're still going to use the Velcro. We're going to access our background knowledge in our thinking backpack, our knowledge backpack. And we're going to think about, oh, okay, Red Riding Hood. I know how it should kind of go. And you're going to have that half of the Velcro. And you're going to attach some other Velcro from reading this to that half. And you're going to see the differences, but it's going to all combine where you're going to go, oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, so this is Lon Po Po, a Red Riding Hood story from China. Right. Once long ago, there was a woman who lived alone in the country with her 3 children, Shang, Tao, and Pao Tse. On the day of their grandmother's birthday, the good mother set off to see her, leaving the 3 children at home. Before she left, she said, "Be good while I'm away, my heart-loving children. I will not return tonight. Remember to close the door tight at sunset and latch it well." Well, already my thinking voice is going, that's a little different than the normal version. Because in the version I'm used to, it's a daughter that leaves the house by herself to go see grandma. This is a gorgeous picture book, by the way, too, guys. It won the Caldecott Medal in 1990, 30 years ago. But an old wolf lived nearby and saw the good mother leave. At dusk, disguised as an old woman, he came up to the house of children and knocked on the door twice. Bang, bang! Shang, who was the eldest, said through the latched door, "Who is it?" "My little jewels," said the wolf, "this is your grandmother, your Po Po." "Po Po," Shang said, "our mother has gone to visit you." Thinking voice, I'm reaching my knowledge backpack and going, oh, so it's not like the version I'm used to where the granddaughter is going through the woods, skipping through the woods to go see grandma. The wolf has impersonated grandma and gone to their house. The wolf acted surprised. "To visit me? I have not met her along the way. She must have taken a different route." "Po Po," Shang said, "how is it that you come so late?" The wolf answered, "The journey is long, my children, and the day is short." Shang listened through the door. "Po Po," she said, "why is your voice so low? Your grandmother has caught a cold, good children, and it is dark and windy out here. Quickly, open up and let your Po Po come in," the cunning wolf said. Tao and Potsay could not wait. One unlatched the door and the other opened it. They shouted, "Po Po, Po Po, come in!" At the moment he entered the door, the wolf blew out the candle. "Po Po," Shang asked, "why did you blow out the candle? The room is now dark." The wolf did not answer. Reach into my knowledge backpack. One half of the Velcro thinking voice. Why would the wolf walk in and blow out the candle real quick? Right, because he doesn't want to be seen. Tao and Potsay rushed to their Po and wished to be hugged. The old wolf held Tao. "Good child, you are so plump." He embraced Potsay. "Good child, you have grown to be so sweet." Soon the old wolf pretended to be sleepy. He yawned. "Ugh. All the chicks are in the coop," he said. Po is sleepy too. When he climbed into the big bed, Potsay climbed in at one end with the wolf, and Shang and Tao climbed in at the other. But when Shang stretched, she touched the wolf's tail. Po Po, your foot has a bush on it." "Po has brought hemp strings to weave you a basket," the wolf said. Shang touched grandmother's sharp claws. Po Po, your hand has thorns on it." "Po has brought an awl to make shoes for you," the wolf said. At once, Shang lit the light, and the wolf blew it out again. But Shang had seen the wolf's hairy face. So, in this story, Shang is even using her thinking voice. She's going, "That's not right. I'm feeling a bushy tail, but Grandma, you bought a bush and claws to make, you brought awls to make shoes, a hairy face, you blew out the candle real quick." So we're kind of thinking this along the same lines as Shang. Po Po, she said, for she was not only the eldest, she was the most clever. "You must be hungry. Have you eaten ginkgo nuts?" "What is ginkgo?" the wolf asked. "Ginkgo is soft and tender like the skin of a baby. One taste and you will live forever," Shang said. "And the nuts grow on top of the tree just outside the door." The wolf gave a sigh. "Oh dear. Po is old. Her bones have become brittle. No longer can she climb trees." "Good, Po, we can pick some for you," Shang said. The wolf was delighted. Thinking voice. I'm going to stop and think about ginkgo, something to live forever. Is she... Maybe she doesn't know the wolf? She wants to help the wolf live forever? Wait, what's she up to? Let me keep that in the back of my mind. Shang jumped out of bed, and Tao and Potsay came with her to the ginkgo tree. There, Shang told her sisters about the wolf, and all three climbed up the tall tree. The wolf waited and waited. Plump Tao did not come back. Sweet Potsay did not come back. Shang did not come back, and no one brought any nuts from the ginkgo tree. At last the wolf shouted, "Where are you, children?" Po, Shang called out. "We are on top of the tree eating ginkgo nuts." "Good children," the wolf begged, "pluck some for me." "But Po, ginkgo is magic only when it is plucked directly from the tree. You must come and pluck it from the tree yourself." The wolf came outside and paced back and forth under the tree where he heard the three children eating the ginkgo nuts at the top. "Oh, Po, these nuts are so tasty. The skin so tender," Shang said. The wolf's mouth began to water for a taste. Finally, Shang, the eldest and most clever child, said, Po, I have a plan. At the door there is a big basket. Behind it is a rope. Tie the rope to the basket, sit in the basket, and throw the other end to me. I can pull you up." More thinking voice. What is Shang up to? What is she going to do? Is she going to pull the wolf up and maybe strain it in the tree? I don't know. What's she up to? The wolf was overjoyed and fetched the basket and the rope. Then threw one end of the rope to the top of the tree. Shang caught the rope and began to pull the basket up and up. Halfway, she let go of the rope and the basket, and the wolf fell to the ground. "I am so small and weak, Po," Shang pretended. "I could not hold the rope alone." "This time I will help," Tao said. "Let us do it again." So she's just going to keep dropping the wolf, acting like she can't lift him up. Clever. The wolf had only one thought in his mind, to taste a ginkgo nut. He climbed into the basket again. Now Shang and Tao pulled the rope on the basket together, higher and higher. Again they let go, and again the wolf tumbled down, and bumped his head. The wolf was furious. He growled and cursed. We cannot hold the rope, Po Po, Shang said, but only one ginkgo nut and you will be all well again. I shall give a hand to my sisters this time, Poutze, the youngest, said. This time we shall not fail. You can see the wolf falling. Now the children pulled the rope with all their strength. As they pulled, they sang, hey yo, and the basket rose straight up, higher than the first time, higher than the second time, higher and higher until it nearly reached the top of the tree. When the wolf reached out, he could almost touch the highest branch. I hope it doesn't get off. But at that moment, Shang coughed, and they all let go of the rope, and the basket fell down and down and down. Not only did the wolf bump his head, but he broke his heart to pieces. Po Po, Shang shouted, but there was no answer. Po Po, Tao shouted, but there was no answer. Po Po, Poutze shouted. There was still no answer. The children climbed to the branches just above the wolf and saw that he was truly dead. Then they climbed down, went into the house, closed the door, locked the door with the latch, and fell peacefully asleep. On the next day, their mother returned with baskets of food from their real Po Po, and the three sisters told her the story of the Po Po who had come. The end. So we used our thinking voice to connect to that and realize, how is it similar? What's our inference going forward? How is it like the Little Red Riding Hood story we are used to? The wolf impersonates a grandma, but it's not the little girl skipping through the woods to grandma's house. There's not a lumberjack. I think it's a lumberjack that comes and saves the day in the original story, or the version we're all accustomed to. In this version, they have to outwit the wolf. So we are using all of our knowledge gained to combine and make inferences, thinking about what we're reading, comprehending what we're reading. Comprehension occurs when you combine previous knowledge with new stuff that you're reading.